Hi, folks. Welcome back to Two Brothers Opinions. My name is Barry. This is my brother Mark.
Yes, so episode 26
Six.
coming
26.
up. I think, yeah.
I think it's, yeah, 20,
Yeah,
26.
This could be like episode 26.
We're moving on up.
Yeah,
folks.
we're almost 30.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were just looking and talking about what's going on in the world of politics because we didn't do a couple of political ones lately.
No.
So we thought we'd hit Pam Bondi.
Yeah, we really would like to smack her around a little bit.
Yeah.
She's really pissing us off.
Yeah. So that and what's going on with Dan Bongino,
Cash Patel,
and the whole MAGA movement.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like there's something really weird going on because this whole Jeffrey Epstein thing, which there's so many questions about and most of the questions come from Pam Bondi saying things that are talking out of school, where she's on TV weeks ago saying, I've got, they're like, well, what about the client list? It's on my desk.
Yeah, it's on her
and
desk.
And then people are like, well, why don't you release it? Well, I didn't say it was on my desk. The file is on my desk. All right, well, where's the list? Well, there isn't one. What do you mean there isn't one? You just said you had it.
Just had all the evidence.
Right. So if there were flight logs, which there has to be flight logs, you know who was on those planes.
Correct.
Why aren't you releasing it? And it just sounds like Deep State got in there
and said,
knock it off. And some of the proof, I think, is that the other day there's a cabinet meeting or whatever, and
is in the pudding?
And somebody brings up the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing and asks Pam Bondi the question, like you said, it was on your desk and now it's not. And before she can answer, Trump jumps in and goes, "Are we still talking about that?" Like, and he tries to cut it right off, and basically says to Pam Bondi, "Do you even want to
go down that road?
Yeah, dignify this question. Do you want to go to?" And then she's like, "Well, yeah, I'll go down there." And I think he tried to veer her off.
Yeah.
So something's going on now. Whether you people like it or not, we were big Trump supporters because I think he's doing the right stuff for America.
Correct.
But it doesn't matter who gets in there. What is this deep state, which is a real thing?
It's deep, all right.
It's really
You're talking deep. Marianas Trench deep.
Yeah, because they're talking about Susie Wiles, his chief of staff. There's connections to the deep state.
Sure.
Bill Barr, when he was the AG the first time around. CIA connections. His father. There's Epstein connections with him.
With CIA and Mossad.
Right.
With Jeffrey Epstein.
Yep. There's stuff that the government will not let us know.
No.
And yet part of what Trump did when he came in is, I'm going to release everything. Well, JFK files, RFK files, MLK, where are they all?
They released some things, and most of it's redacted. You can't see it.
Yeah.
So wait, they just admitted. Now they always said, even the Warren Commission said that the killer, what's his
Oswald?
name? Oswald was not. He acted alone, and he was part of nothing. Right. Now they just admitted
he's CIA.
He was part of the CIA.
Yeah, he was getting paid by the CIA.
You know who else too was handing out leaflets in Mexico City, pushing communism? Ted Cruz's father.
Oh.
They have pictures of him.
Yeah.
With Oswald.
Yeah, not saying anything about Ted Cruz himself.
No.
But his father, there's connections. Everywhere. They're all connected.
So what was one of the things Kennedy wanted to get rid of?
CIA.
The CIA.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he's dead.
Yep. In my mind, there is no doubt CIA was involved in his assassination.
If we go up missing, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, if there's a knock at the door in a couple of minutes. But no, in my mind, there's no doubt that them and the mafia, CIA and the mafia were working together.
And Cuban.
And yeah.
There was Cuban hit teams.
Yeah. There was no doubt in my mind. Same with RFK.
Yeah.
You can't get shot in the back and say that the guy in front of him shot him.
Did you know that RFK Jr. talk to the guy that was the supposedly the security guard behind him.
yeah.
What was his name? Offered him money. The guy said, "I'll do it for 20,000. I'll talk with you." Then it was 40,000. Then it was 80,000. Now he's like, "I won't talk to you."
Yep.
Who got to him?
I don't know, but he ended up in the Philippines somewhere.
He ended up, yeah. If he's still there.
If he's still there, I doubt it. But
And his gun, shot. His gun was in his hand when RFK fell on top of him. When they pulled him off,
Yeah.
his gun was in his hand.
Yeah.
Why didn't the LAPD confiscate that gun and do the test on it to see if it was shot?
I don't know, and then people say things like you need 1 million people involved and to have a conspiracy. No, you don't. You need just a couple.
Just a
You
couple.
just need a couple people.
That's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
It's hard to do it by yourself.
And there's the deep state conspiracy.
Yeah.
And why is it that when the Republicans are starting to dig a little bit more about a lot of this stuff, all of a sudden a bunch of them are resigning and they're not running again?
Yeah.
Why? Especially when they have the House and the Senate, they're the majority, and a bunch of them, and both of them are all retiring. They're all resigning. What is this?
Yeah. Or like Fauci's, not Fauci, Biden's Surgeon General, pleading the fifth, because they're going to subpoena him to go to court and testify. He took the fifth.
He took the fifth.
So I'm not telling you anything.
Yep. And everybody's like, well, that's not an admission of guilt. You know what? It is.
It is.
In that case, it is. And he's not an MD. He was a DO. No, he's a DO, doctor of obstetrics or whatever.
I had a DO in Arizona. No, I'm serious. That was my doctor. He was a DO.
Yeah. Well, he didn't do much. But so
he might have been a DOA.
So
dead on arrival.
He pled the fifth. And they're still calling more people in. But here's the thing: they're going to call a bunch of people in. They're going to have these transcribed interviews, and we're never going to see them.
Nope.
And
can't show you that, folks.
Yeah, and we're going to go, well, we looked at them and there's not much here. Bull.
Just like the Warren Commission.
Yeah, and now we hit on Dan Bongino a little bit.
Yes, let's talk about that.
He's mad. I guess there was a big blow up with him and Pam Bondi. Now, for those of you who don't know Dan, when he had his podcast, he is a straight shooter.
Beyond straight shooter.
Yeah, I mean, he basically will tell you what you need to hear, whether you like it or not. And I believe that one of the reasons he's having a hard time there is because they're telling him you can't say this, you can't say this.
That's exactly what's happening.
And I think he's looking. And I think it's Dan Bongino calling us. No, but I think.
Sorry, folks.
I think that he's looking at this like this is damaging my reputation as a straight shooter.
Well, I'll tell you one thing: the guy he has doing his podcast, I haven't watched it since.
Me neither.
I think
I watched the first couple.
Yeah, he sucks.
He's horrible.
I don't even like his voice.
Yeah,
Dan's a guy from Queens. He's Italian.
Yep.
And he says it like it is. This guy, I don't like him.
No, I watched the first few. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll give him a chance.
Bye.
I haven't watched that since.
I watched Tucker more.
Yeah, Tucker Carlson is awesome.
But MAGA movement. We're not a cult of Trump.
No.
MAGA has, Trump pretty much started Make America Great Again.
Sure.
He termed that terminology.
Right.
But that's not who we are.
No, but that's what they want to, the left wants to paint everyone as these MAGA extremists. None of us are extremists.
No.
The extremists are all on the left.
You got that right.
And the whole, when Biden let in like 15 million people and they lost over 300,000 kids, in these ICE raids, they're finding some of these kids.
They're finding the people that were selling them.
Yeah.
Sex slaves.
Yeah, but they're finding some of these kids. Some of these kids are 14 years old and they're working. The one in California with the pot thing, they just found 10 kids. I think it was 10 kids. They're all working in the fields, growing the pot. And
really?
Oh yeah,
I didn't see that.
They arrested. I think it was a couple 300 people, illegals. And they had a picture of at least 10 kids. One of them was 14. He's from Honduras, working in the fields, and he's one of the unaccompanied minors. Jeez. Who knows who's what? But there was another one. They mentioned. So this guy who owns this pot farm, it's the they're growing it for legal stuff.
Yeah, for the legal. Yeah.
But they're all illegals that are working it. that guy's in trouble for hiring minors. They said Tyson Foods, and there was one other one. I forgot what it is right now. But they also are under investigation for having minors working.
It's funny that you brought up Tyson Foods. They're
a bunch of chickens.
Yeah. No, I thought that was Frank Perdue. No.
Oh, I can tell you a story about Frank Perdue.
So anyhow, they're one of the very first companies that said they were going to pull out a lot of the dyes and all that stuff and make their product healthy. You know, because you have RFK Jr. in front of HHS, right?
Yep.
Health and Human Services. And they're one of the ones that said they would do it. But here they're going to comply, but they don't comply in hiring illegals.
Yeah, and I think it was M&M's just the other day said that they're not taking the dyes out. They're going against it. They're not going to take the dyes out.
Okay, then we don't eat M&M's.
Yeah, stop eating M&M's.
Yeah, eat your own candy. See, that's what we need to do. We all need to stick together.
Yeah.
And I think that's what MAGA movement is. Make America great again. It's not saying that if you're Democrat, we don't want you to make America great again. That's
make
not
it
what
great for everyone.
Make it great for everyone. Everyone.
And what is great? Great is you can get up in your home that's safe, in a community that's safe. You can go to work. You can take care of your family.
Own a home.
And have a decent life. No one says every single person is going to be a millionaire. But you can have a decent life.
Yeah, but I believe this is the only country in the world where you could be poor and have an idea.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you're wealthy.
Yep.
I mean, I've talked about this one other time. Jersey Mike's.
Yep.
The guy was 16 years old, went in with his gym teacher, I think, and they borrowed $100,000. They just sold it for $1 billion.
Yeah. I know. Well, I can tell you, when we used to be in the backyard, we used to play football.
Yeah.
You know, we used to you'd kick the ground so you could stand the football up.
Sure.
Okay. So you were probably, 12, 13. I was maybe 15, 14, 15, whatever, somewhere in that area, whatever.
Well, 6.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, in that, some of them in that preteen, teen, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so in my head, at that time, I came up with an idea of 2 metal bars, like in a V, with a bar that went out and a spring. And that would hold the football. It's my own idea. I never built it, but I had the idea. What does every football team in high school, college, and pro, what do they all have? They have a 3-legged metal thing that holds the football.
Yeah.
If I had patented that, that'd be worth all kinds of money.
Sure.
And that's a silly thing, but every football team in the country probably has multiple of those.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things where you have an idea. You're right. You can have an idea.
Yeah.
You can come up with something.
Sometimes, I was when I was out in Arizona, I was walking around the parking lot, on break. And this was only maybe a few years into living out there. And I said, I got some extra money in the bank. So let me see what the cost of silver is right now.
I know.
$11 an ounce, folks. It's almost $40. It is almost $40 an ounce now. And they expect it to go to $50. Buy silver.
Well, I got the same story only with gold. It was $300 an ounce. And it was on the radio, like, buy gold for $300 an ounce. And I was like, I should buy some. I didn't have $300 to blow.
No, I'm not that.
What is it now, 3,000?
Like, 3,300.
Yeah. I could have bought some at $300.
Yeah.
So, our dad had the idea of, he dropped out of high school his junior year. But he used to read the newspaper and he used to look at the stocks. And one day, write the story about, there's this little airline. I think it's going to become big. Alaskan Airlines. He goes, if I had some money, I'd put it on it. I swear this is in our family because he picked 6 numbers for the lottery one time.
This is a true story.
True story. He took the first 3 and put it on one ticket, took the next 3 and put it on a different ticket.
If you combine them?
He would have won the lottery.
I don't know how many million
it was. Still, even if it was $1 million, who cares? Like, it would have changed our lives forever.
Yeah, $1 million back then was $1 million.
Yeah, even if we got 600,000 of it.
Yeah.
In our family, it would have been like, woo!
Yeah.
Or the time he goes to the racetrack, the horses, and he says, I like these 3 horses in the first 3 races for the trifecta. Never bet them. They came out.
Trifecta.
So, I swear it's like in the family where we have these great ideas. Or...
Yeah, but family always came first, no matter what.
I know. And honestly, going back to the MAGA thing, how do you make America great again? Everybody looks at all these peripheral things. We could do this, we could do that, we could do this. You know what and no one talks about it. Well, almost no one.
Mm-hmm.
You need two parents in a house. You
Yeah.
need a mother and a father in a house. Back in the 60s, I believe, 50s or 60s, in the African American community,
Mm-hmm.
75 or 80% of the houses had a mother and father in it. After LBJ and his Great Society or whatever it was called,
Yep. Look it up.
you know what the percentage of having
12,
it's
10.
it's about 25%.
That's not a lot.
No, but how does it go from say 75%, so 3 out of 4 families, down to 1 out of 4 families not having a father in the house? And ladies, whether you like it or not, having a dad in the house is beneficial to a kid growing up,
Sure.
especially a daughter.
Sure.
But, women have to have their, I'm not happy, so I'm going to be divorced. And
We did that.
And I could raise,
We did-
I could
we did
raise
an
my
episode.
kid all by myself.
We did
and
an
blah, blah.
episode on that.
Yeah, but that's the problem with the country.
Feminism.
Yeah, but that's the problem with the country. Get back to a family unit. And you know what? All the messages out there are against that.
Yep.
But you want to make America great? Get back to a family unit. That's
They'll
it.
never do it.
They'll never. No, people
They'll
don't
never
want
do
it. And start having kids.
Yeah.
Right? There was a guy the other day. I watched a video, and he was like, it was on the Charlie Kirk's
Podcast.
Turning Point
Oh,
USA,
Turning Point.
because they're doing that.
Yeah,
they're
Turning
doing that
Point,
this
yep.
weekend. And there was a guy, and they were talking about having kids and stuff, and affording kids, and blah blah blah. So there's one guy from the audience says, well, "I've got 12 kids," and he goes, "And you can do it." He said, "Large families are awesome." He said, "Don't think, well, I don't know if I can only afford 2." He goes, "You could have 2, 3, 5, 10." He goes, "You'll afford it." And he goes, "We just need to have more kids." And it's true. The rate of the population growth is like a negative.
Plummeting. But that's in most countries.
Yeah, because nobody's telling anybody, get married, have kids, stay together, and have kids and have a family. Like our family unit, when we were little, if you put just on our mom's side of the family, if you just put aunts, uncles, and cousins together, it was like 30 people.
Easy.
We were one of 12
Grandchildren.
Yeah, we were one of 12 first cousins just on our mom's side. We had first cousins on our dad's side too.
Yeah.
But we were one of 12. So when we got together, went to the state park and had a picnic or whatever,
Yeah.
it was all of us were there. All our aunts and uncles
Yeah.
and all us cousins. That's easily 20 people. Easily.
Sure.
And it was just, and those are all the memories.
Mm-hmm.
All the memories of those times, being together, having family. And people nowadays just throw that away so easily.
Yeah. Or they don't get together but a birthday party.
Yeah. So then you get politicians like, well, if we do this, America will be better. But no one's saying, stop getting divorced, stay together, work it out, have kids, get a house. It doesn't have to be a $300,000 house or a $500,000.
Well, they don't make them anymore. They don't make starter
Yeah,
homes.
but you know what? And they could if people are like,
Well, they need to lower
we're not buying them anymore.
We need to lower the damn the interest rate. What's his name there? That's in charge.
Powell.
Yeah,
Powell
he's not
won't.
doing anything.
No, and he lowered it when the economy was worse under Biden.
Way worse.
Under Biden, right before the election, he lowered it 0.5%, and then right after the election, he lowered it another 0.5%. Our economy now, as we just saw, we were talking earlier about last month, there was a surplus to the Treasury.
A surplus.
A surplus, $26 billion surplus, mostly from tariffs, which tariffs don't cause inflation. You moron Democrats to say that.
I just read you the thing.
Yeah.
That just said.
Yeah, we have a surplus.
Yeah.
Our first surplus since 2017.
That's what MAGA is. MAGA is the United States being a great place to live, and everybody flourishing.
Yeah, and we can, but half the country, well, we'll say 45% of the country maybe, are completely psycho leftists who hate the country.
Mm-hmm.
They think that what they're doing is going to be beneficial. No, it's not.
No.
They're just tearing the country apart.
No.
And As we said in other videos, our father always said there's going to be a civil war, and it's going to be like the conservatives against
the working class,
the socialists. It's going to happen. I don't know if it's still going to happen in the next 10, 20. It's going to happen. There's going to be a problem where the middle class is going to rise up and go, enough is enough.
We're almost at that point.
People
now.
on the left are out of your freaking minds.
Yeah, we're almost at that point now.
People like Jasmine Crockett, she should be arrested for treason. They really get to me, boy. I'll tell you, they are just evil people. They're evil.
Yep.
Because if they weren't evil, they must sit down and hear a Republican an amendment, we'll say, or a law that they want to pass, and they would sit there and calmly go, "Okay, well, we like this part, but we don't like this part. How can we work with it?"
Yeah, make a deal.
But what do? They immediately go Nazi.
Yeah. Not you. We're not going to vote for that.
Yeah,
they could be the best thing in the world for the worker.
Yep, they won't. They won't do it for us. Look at the big, beautiful bill with no tax on tips, no taxes on overtime, big credit for seniors. For every single Democrat voted against it. Every single one.
And then they're supposed to be the party of the people? No, they're the party for their party.
Yeah. And when they say things like, taxes are only for the rich or tariffs only benefit the rich, well, obviously not.
No.
Because the economy is doing well, people are going to make more money. The Treasury's getting surpluses.
Yeah.
Don't listen to the left.
Yeah, what did I just read you a little bit ago? A new study by the Council of Economic Advisors, led by highly respected chair Dr. Stephen Myron, has found that tariffs have raised zero impact on inflation. The study shows that import prices are actually dropping. So it's not being passed down to you people like they said it would.
Right.
Not being passed down to the consumer.
And wait till these companies that are coming back that are building new buildings, wait till they start employing people.
Yeah.
Trump's been in office, 6 months? Give it another year and a half.
One of the companies that they went in and raided, and there was, I forgot how many hundreds of people that got out of there, the next day, it was flooded with people looking for jobs. Flooded.
Yeah, but of course.
They hire the illegals so they don't have to pay them a decent wage.
Well, here's the other thing that drives me crazy. And this, I don't know why you never hear people pick up on this. So the elitist left, the freaking Democrats, will sit there and say, well, we need illegals. Who's going to do our laundry? Who's going to pick our food? Who's going to pick our fruit?
Yeah.
Who's going to...
what is it, 1%?
Who's going to change our sheets? It's like, wait, they're indentured servants to you? That's what you want? You want, let's bring poor people in and give them the shitty jobs. Because we want to be able to sleep in a nice hotel room while you moron that's illegal works for $1 an hour or under the table and you get crap. But then, but us elitists want a nice room. Or, hey, when we go to a fancy restaurant, we want fresh fruit.
1% of the illegals pick vegetables. Most of it's automated. We talked about that.
I know.
I mean, they got these machines that like pistachios are growing on a tree. Yeah. The machine shakes the tree and it all falls. It all falls down. There's no one picking them.
No,
it's a machine.
Just north of Phoenix, there's
It might have been. There might not be there.
Well, no, but there used to be chestnuts or something. There were some trees there. I forgot what. And
pecans.
Pecans,
maybe.
Yeah, and I think same thing. They used to shake them.
Pecans are a big.
But I'll tell you, and this just came to me, and I think if the Republicans were smart, they might start saying this. When the Democrats are talking about, we need people to pick our fruit, and we need, you know what? Democrats want slavery back.
Sure,
that's what that is. That's slavery.
Paid slavery.
For illegals who are here.
Low wages.
Yeah, and you're going to have 14-year-old kids picking your fruit for you. That's slavery. And we all know. Who
stopped that?
Yeah, we all know who wanted slavery to continue and who stopped
Democrats.
it. Yeah. Republican Party was born out of stopping slavery.
And what stopped actual people employing children? It was unions.
Yeah.
But now I work for a union. Okay. I represent. I'm a union steward for a local at my job, and I'm on the Teamsters website. all across the nation, more and more and more companies are joining unions because corporations are greedy and they're not sharing like they should be sharing. Now, right now, Republic Services, that is a huge garbage company. They're on strike.
Unless you're Chinese.
Yeah. Company. They're on strike across the nation because they don't want to share. They want all the money to go to the top. Bull. We're done. Matter of fact, there's a local place. I think it's local in Connecticut. They just threw them out.
Oh,
no one was coming to pick up their stuff. They went to a local company, garbage company, a better pricing.
There you go.
That's what they need to do.
Yep.
Cut off their supply.
And I'm not going to say all, but most of those large companies that make a lot of money, who do they donate to? Democrats.
Yep.
And I know we started with Pam Bondi a little bit. I just remembered. She has a connection to Pfizer, you know.
I heard that, but I don't know much about it.
She just got them off the hook for something. I forgot what it was, but she just got them off the hook. But she has a connection to Pfizer, and I don't know. That's what I heard.
I think Dan Bongino's going to walk.
I do too. I think he's a
deputy director of the FBI.
Former Secret Service agent, former New York cop and detective.
Yeah.
I think he's looking at this saying this is way worse than I ever thought, and maybe he has more influence if he goes back to being a podcaster.
Yeah.
And pointing this stuff out.
Yeah.
But it just drives me insane because it's so obvious how to fix this stuff, and the government doesn't want to fix it because they're all for themselves. And there was
parties.
There was a video. Yeah, but there's a video of it was Nancy Pelosi, probably like maybe a year ago, but it was a while ago, saying, "I only got into politics for the kids. I'm here for the kids." Your party let in 300 and something thousand that you just gave them to whoever showed up and took these kids. Yeah. Never went and found any of them. Trump's finding some of these kids, and you're in because you know which stocks to buy, and
and which to sell.
Yeah, and somebody said the other day she gets it's something like 400% return on her stocks. She's getting.
Well, I like that. I'd like 400% return.
So they're all evil, and there's a few good ones on the MAGA side. You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Nancy Mace. There's a couple. There's a couple like that are pretty good. But
Lauren Boebert.
Yeah, Boebert. There's some decent. Yeah. There's it was Luna from Florida. Like there's some good people, good women in there. There's a couple of guys that I like too, but the ones that have been there forever, Lindsey Graham and those kind of people. But
he needs to go.
But 99% of the Democrats are, in my mind, they're all evil because they couldn't come up with something of their own bill that said, "Hey, we like some of these programs. We don't like this one, so we want to offer an alternative." No, what did they offer? 8 hours and 44 minutes of just stalling.
Yeah, and it's still because they knew it was going to pass anyhow.
Yeah, but they didn't offer anything.
No, they don't offer
something.
No,
I can go on and on about how much I can't stand them. And I don't care what you people think. I can't stand the Democrats. No. Not those. If you got a good one in there, one more thing. Fetterman, a couple of times he came out and was like, "Hey, you know what? Maybe the Republican bill isn't bad." Whatever happened to him, they went after him.
Oh, sure. They probably told him, "Shut up or you'll lose your job."
Because you haven't heard much of him anymore.
No.
And I'll guarantee you they're going to run someone against him.
Probably. That's what they do, folks. They don't. If you're a Democrat or a Republican and you don't meet what they want to meet, you're out. They'll blackball you. They won't give you any money to run. They'll run someone against you.
Yep.
Who's going to stick to their policies.
Yep.
Their policies are get rich at our expense.
And that's why they don't like the MAGA movement. Because the MAGA movement is not about government.
No.
It's about the people. And the people need to rise up. And I don't mean, violently.
No.
But rise up in terms of go vote. Vote for the right people.
Yeah.
Do your research. Find out who's good. and support them.
Yeah, most people don't.
Nope. People go in there and go, oh, I don't know, I got to vote. Or they don't vote at all. There's the people who are like, well, no matter what I do, my one vote doesn't count.
It does count.
Absolutely it counts.
Every vote counts.
I know.
Except for when they throw them out. And throw them down in the sewers.
They throw them in the sewers.
Like
and
in Bridgeport.
Yeah, and then they show up with a car in the trunk and they...
3 in the morning.
Yeah, and they come up with
100,000 votes.
Yeah, which happened.
Which happened. They have testimony from a guy that drives mail for the Postal Service.
Yeah. I know. Or how about, what was the one where, I forgot which state it was in, where they said, oh, we have a water leak. Everybody has to leave. And there was no water leak.
No water leak. They're padding the vote.
Yeah, but anyways.
Anyhow, folks, that's our little rant on Pam Bondi and MAGA and
and the
evil Democrats.
The evil Democrats. You're all evil. Those people in Congress, in the Senate.
Yep.
They're all evil. And there's no one that can convince me that they're decent people.
No.
Because all the people that they put in front of cameras are all complete morons. AOC, Jasmine Crockett, Ilhan Omar, who's like did her own brother.
Yeah, married her brother to come into the United States.
It's an Italian thing.
Yeah. Hey.
All right.
All right, folks. This wraps up another session of...
Yeah. This episode of two brothers are getting pissed off.
Hit the like and subscribe. Leave a comment on this one.
Yeah. That's especially you Democrats that I hate.
Yeah. Whether you love us or hate us, we tell you our opinion.
Yep. And
we want everybody to succeed.
But the stuff that we bring up is real. I could just sit here and make up crap. I'm not. It's stuff that's happening.
It's stuff that's happening.
I know. So, yes, remember you have a voice and don't let anyone silence it. And you should be pissed off if you love your country.
Yep. Thank you very much, folks.
See you next time when I'm maybe even more mad.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.